Welcome back to Studio Friends. And last night, episodes 4, 5, and 6 of Ironheart just came out. Today, we're going to discuss my thoughts. What do I think about the show? Kind of like what I'm going to rate it out of 10. So stay tuned. And if you like this kind of content, like and subscribe. All right. So, episode 4 kind of goes back to what I was saying in my previous video on Riri Williams's likability. And kind of the whole episode is about how she sort of uses her friends like an armor that she uses to protect herself from her own thoughts, and in a way uses them, and that kind of bites her in the butt at the end of the show, where basically everyone kind of just hates her, which then sort of just sets up what's going to happen in episodes 5 and 6, where she's kind of got to redeem herself to her friends and get them back on her side. So the episode itself was kind of boring, but it was necessary to tell the story of Riri and kind of get her that arc. Episode 5, better episode, except for that White Castle fight scene. Like, what was that? I'm not too sure of like that crew of villains. Are they in the comics? Like, do they have superpowers? Like those two twins were beating up Riri, like kicking her across the restaurant, and Riri was fine, but she would hit them in the face with like a fire extinguisher. They just get like a little bit of a bruise. Like, do they have superpowers? Does Riri have superpowers that they just didn't discuss or I missed in the previous episodes? I have no idea. But that full fight scene was fairly lame, to be completely honest. And then she eventually uses that like bracelet thing to like get them trapped in that green dome, just like kick it away. I don't know. It was just really kind of stupid. I feel like the writers were just like, how is Riri going to beat these two? Let's just make her use this bracelet thingy. I don't know. It was just kind of stupid. And then the girl that made like blows stuff up, she gets hit in the chest with a flying CO2 tank, and she's fine also. Like no broken ribs. Like I don't know. Does the Hood give them powers, and that's kind of what they get out of joining his crew? It's just the whole fight scene. I felt was just they try to make it cool without it being cool because Riri doesn't have her suit and she's kind of useless otherwise. She didn't really use her brain too much to like beat them. And like, how did they not catch her inside the kitchen of a White Castle? Anyways, eventually she meets up with Ezekiel Stain. He's got powers now. I thought the powers were dumb, but I did a little bit of research and it seems like those are the powers that he has in the comics. So I guess comic book purists are going to like that. But normally he has a bit of a costume. He's kind of lame without a costume. And not just that, like the little injection things he had in his head, they just look like those like peel-on tattoos you get from the dollar store. Like they weren't even like CG. They just kind of just stuck them on. Yeah, I mean the episode was okay, but from what I heard from reviewers, the finale was going to be great. So episode 6, I thought it was okay. Like I thought the suit looked cool. Yeah, it kind of differentiates her from Iron Man, and like she is her own character. She's not a replacement to Tony Stark. She just happens to be someone that has armor. Um, Not sure if like the whole magic combined with the technology is that something. Like I said before, I don't know too much about her in the comic books, but is that something that's in the comics? If it is, let me know down below. But I would have preferred seeing her fight magic with tech. I feel like that would have been pretty cool to see, and just she kind of outsmarts the Hood, who just gave in to Mephisto, who I feel like might have been shoehorned in. Mephisto, right? Like fans during WandaVision, they really wanted Mephisto. He wasn't in it. So was Mephisto in this show just Marvel trying to appease fans and just like pander to them? It's like, hey, you guys wanted Mephisto? Here he is. And Sacha Baron Cohen, I didn't even know that was him, to be honest, when he first showed up. And then once he got his British accent, I was like, oh shoot, that is Sacha Baron Cohen. Was he? I don't know. He was fine. Don't have any feelings towards Mephisto. If I like Mephisto or not, like he's just a character that I hear about constantly. But yeah, I'd say one of the highlights for the last 3 episodes, maybe as a series, was when she was in the garage and then Natalie projected Riri's memories with her stepdad, and that whole sequence with them dancing, and then that bit kind of made me like Riri more. Like she became way more of a sympathetic character. I wanted to see her succeed, and then you understand her trauma. You understand why she's doing what she's doing, why she's building that armor. Like she tells her mom, she felt like the armor is the only way that she can protect them. By the end of the series, I did like her. I feel like she'd be a good addition to the Marvel universe in like the grand scheme of things. Will she replace Iron Man as like the leader of the Avengers? Probably not. maybe she'll be like high up there in the Young Avengers and like kind of like spin off things, but like I don't really see her being like a two main part of the Avengers of like the main MCU timeline, especially with the reviews the audience is giving Ironheart and kind of like the criticism around that. I feel like Marvel's playing it a little bit safe these days. So we'll see. But all in all, if I were to rate Ironheart out of 10, if 5 being like your average TV show, I'll give it a 6.3 purely because of the performances I felt were actually pretty good. The girl who plays Natalie I thought was great. Hood was good. Actually, pretty much all the entire cast I thought did a pretty good job. And originally I thought the girl who plays Riri was kind of just one note, but they explained that later on in episode 5, I believe. And so you get why she is acting the way that she is. And then when she sort of becomes hopeful again, you feel that in her acting. And I felt that kind of changed my mind on the character. But yeah, overall, show's 6.3. It's got some good visual effects. The show did finish filming in 2022, so I think they spent that time just like fixing the VFX because they heard all the criticisms with Secret Invasion, She Hulk, Ant Man, and kind of like the downgrade in the visual effects quality over the last few years. So I feel like that's kind of what the extra time was for. It must have been because it looks great in comparison to those shows, and even in comparison to the latest Captain America movie. This looks better than that. So 6.3 out of 10. Did you watch it? Did you just skip it and listen to the online trolls saying it's woke or whatever? I say give it a shot. It's good just having it out in the background on your cruising TikTok or whatever. The show's fine. It's all right. Let's see what happens next. And I think Marvel is moving in a different direction with TV shows in general. Hopefully that's the case because, there is such thing as too much of a good thing. So I think audiences are getting a little tired of all this homework that we got to do to watch Avengers Doomsday. And I don't want to feel like I have to watch all these TV shows to understand. Yeah. So like and subscribe. Let me know what you think down below in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.